Hey guys, Mike Shoesmith here. Well, ppsimmons reported on the blog earlier today that Duck Dynasty star slams homosexuality. Phil Robertson, one of the main stars of the A&E reality show Duck Dynasty and founder of Duck Commander, made the following comments in a recent interview with GQ magazine, that's Gentleman Quarterly. When asked about sin, he said, quote, "Start with homosexual behavior and just morph out from there. Bestiality, sleeping around with this woman, that woman, etc., etc." And he said, "Don't be deceived, neither the adulterers," you're paraphrasing the Bible there, "neither adulterers, the idolaters, male prostitutes, homosexual offenders, etc., etc." And he really did a lot of preaching of the gospel here to Gentleman Quarterly. And then he was attacked by the homosexual groups. Of course, Phil was attacked for his beliefs, right? He was attacked for his beliefs by the Human Rights Campaign and by the lesbian and gay community. In fact, the Human Rights Campaign came out and said, "Phil Robertson's remarks are not consistent with the values of our faith communities or the scientific findings of leading medical organizations." Excuse me? Oh, what faith communities are they talking about here? There are many faith communities which are very consistent with Phil Robertson's views, including Phil Robertson's faith community. But the scientific findings are out, by the way, and they are very conclusive that people are not born homosexual, that it's nurture, not nature. And we have documented this for years, that you can point to the dynamics in the home which lead to a desire for a homosexual relationship. This is known. Even Dan Savage revealed on CBC radio interview that he had a horrible relationship with his father. His father never accepted him. So these dynamics are already exposed, and we know the truth about all this stuff. And we also know that men having sex with men is responsible for 2/3 of all new HIV cases in the world every year. So essentially, if you do the math on that, if men would stop having sex with men, AIDS would disappear, along with other sexually transmitted diseases. So Phil Robertson is actually quite right about this, and and about the role that body parts play. And we're not going to be crude about this, but let's face it: men have body parts made to interact with women, and vice versa. But now today here, the A&E has now responded to the outrage, and they have fired Phil Robertson, placed him on what they call indefinite hiatus. And so A&E firing Phil Robertson. This is a time when we need to rally around Phil and Duck Dynasty, and I know probably his family members will rally around him as well and say, look, this will not stand. This will not stand. The Duck Dynasty is the number one cable show. I think Drudge is reporting that it's the number one cable show that has ever been on cable. So we need to show our support for this guy, Phil, because listen, at the end of the day, this guy is really doing, he's doing what we have complained for years that people in Hollywood, people in the industry never do, and that's take a solid stand for the gospel, for the truth that's in the Bible. And Phil has done just that. And the reason that homosexuality has been allowed to flourish in North America, Canada, the United States, is because the church community has not taken a stand against it. So here we have this guy. He builds up an enormous popularity on television, and he's using his platform to spread the truth that if you don't know Jesus, you are in for a world of hurt. And if you turn to Jesus, you can have these hurts healed and leave the same-sex homosexual lifestyle. And he wears his faith on his sleeve, and we applaud him for that. So well done, Phil. We're trying to get an interview with Phil If we could just reach him, I'm sure he's in pretty high demand right now these days. So stand by for that. But let's rally around Phil Robertson. He's been fired by A&E, placed on quote-unquote indefinite hiatus, whatever that means. But yeah, they have A&E has taken a stand against the gospel of Jesus Christ, against the truth therein, and taken a stand with the sodomites and the homosexuals. And it's sad, really it is. You know, they could have just left this one alone and let the truth stand the way it is. And you know, because this has garnered much praise from certain circles, including our circles. And yeah, the haters are out there hating on Phil and condemning him and speaking all manner of nonsense. You know, like this, what's it called? The Human Rights Campaign, saying we know that being gay is not a choice someone makes, and that to suggest otherwise can be incredibly harmful. Well, in fact, there's only two types of people in the world when it comes to sex, folks. It's people who are having sex and people who are not having sex. What you choose to do there, in the vast majority of cases, what you do with your body sexually is your choice. And you know, unless you're being raped, which is very rare, by the way, and if you look at all the cases of everyone who's having sex, rape is very rare. In the vast majority of cases, people have a choice of what they do with their bodies. They just do. And this whole thing about it's my identity to be gay is nonsense. That is a narrative that has been conjured up by people who just want to have their way this way and they want everyone to accept it. That is nonsense. And we stand with Phil Robertson on this. Well done, Phil. And you've been watching PP Simmons Television. This is the PP Simmons Cam. My name is Mike Shoesmith. Thanks for watching.